잘 한번 드려보도록 할게요. 네, 한번 해보고. Okay, Fuzzy-ma, chapter 18 through 26. Tamaya fell into the mud puddle, and Chad, surprisingly, is doing his best, although he's blind at the moment, trying to take her out of the mud puddle. Okay, so we are seeing some of the sights that we didn't expect from Chad at this parts of the book. Yeah, so the first question was, why did Tamaya run into the forest to Chad? Chad is a bully. And before, Chad said, Tamaya, you are next. So she has been not well treated by Chad, but why did she run into the forest to save him? So Tamaya, all throughout the book, she has been a responsible kid. So although she is younger than Marshall, she stood up against Chet for Marshall to protect him. So she's driven by a lot of responsibility and loyalty. So she just really needs to do something right, yeah? And she had some personal ill feelings towards Chet, but that did not stop her from doing the right thing. And she herself is suffering from the mud, and then it has effects on her hand. It's bleeding, it's covered with blisters. So she is imagining, wow, if my hand is bleeding like this, what would be happening right now to Chet's face? So she is going through the same thing. So she basically has a lot of empathy and then like ability to imagine the pain of someone else. So she went to Marshall playing basketball, but Marshall didn't give a thing about it. And nobody at the school knows where Chet is. She's the only one who can rescue him, and that's why he ran towards the forest. Although she personally doesn't like Chet very much. Yeah, so basically she felt like she was the only one who can save him, and that's why she ran into the forest. Okay. And while being in the forest overnight, Chet kept telling himself, no one knows. No one cares. So here at this part, we start learning that Chad is experiencing a lot of, negligence at home. Nobody cares about him. His parents, after paying the tuition for Chad, the mom says to the principal, it's your problem now, which means that she doesn't have genuine concern for her son, and she doesn't have the willingness to correct this behavior. And Chad often goes home late, but nobody cares, and nobody doesn't even know that he came home late. So when Chad saw Timea, he asks questions such as, does your mom read you bedtime stories? Does your mom ever cook you a home-cooked meal for dinner? And then Tamaya says, yeah, of course, she's my mom. And he does that in a mocking way. He does that in an accusing way to cover up his pain and cover up how much he has been hurt at his home. Probably at home, he felt invisible because he has perfect three brothers and sisters who are perfect students. Parents give only damn attention. He doesn't get any attention. He feels very small and invisible at home, and that's why he wants to take a revenge by making other people feel invisible and small, such as Marshall, and that's why he is behaving more aggressively to gain attention from his parents, I think. Yeah, so that makes him like a relatable character. We sort of like start understanding where he is coming from, although it does not justify his actions. So we finally learned why he was so mad at Marshall. But after, Marshall and Tamaya helped him, he starts opening up and then he starts apologizing to them. Okay, so people who seem the most aggressive and then who seem most toughest, they actually they might be screaming for help. They might be screaming for some kind of empathy and kindness because it means that they're hurt, and then they need somebody who can, understand them. Okay, so let's practice all together for 45 seconds. And we're gonna do it all totally by lottery. Okay, So, okay, let's practice. 타마야, 왜 달려갔을까? 채드는 도대체 지금 어떤 상태에 놓여있는 걸까? Okay, let's keep our ears plugged and practice all together. Ready, set, start. Tamaya ran to the forest because she experienced the harmful effects of fuzzy mud on her hand and was bleeding covered with blisters. So she was able to imagine what might be happening to Chad's face at the moment. It might be detrimental, so she really felt the urgent need to save him by running into the forest. Well, also, the night, Chad spent the entire night at the forest by himself, and he was basically scared, but he felt very much isolated and betrayed because he thought that nobody was looking for him, not even his parents, teachers, and friends. So that shows how much, how deeply Chad feels hurt and then neglected at the moment. 오케이, 좋아요. 그러면은 요거 선생님 뽑기 하는 동안 안 보고 한 번 더 연습하세요. Ready, set, start. 네.
They wouldn't even notice the Chad is stuck in the forest, so I think Tamaya ran to rescue the Chad because her personal feeling is not that good.
Okay. 설정 완료 추첨하기. Oh, 예은이. So we're gonna hear from 예은. Okay. So 예은 talk. Other people practice or do your grammar book. Okay. Ready, set, start.
Tamaya ran to rescue Chad because she noticed that she's the only one who can rescue Chad. Chad's parents doesn't care about him anymore, and also his friends will not recognize that Chad is not in this school, and also he is stuck in the forest. So I think Tamaya had that negative feeling in personal way, but she went to rescue the Chad, and also I think Chad felt a lot of loneliness, so he said such word because his family doesn't care about him even though he is stuck in the forest, and also nobody came to help Chad from the
Oh, okay. So Chamaya was basically the only person who could rescue Chad. Parents don't care. Even the children, even the kids at school, for example, Cody, right after Chad went missing, I don't know if Cody is a girl or she, but then she right away reports to the teacher, Chad has been bullying Marshall, this entire time. So, actually, there's nobody who's on Chad's side because people were getting along with him because they were just scared. So Chad doesn't really have a true friend. Okay, yeah, that was very nice. Next person. 계속 추첨. 지원이. Okay, so let's hear from 지원. Other people, do your grammar book. Okay, ready, set, start.
Nobody cares about Chad because his friends don't care about him and friends don't find it because Chad is not important to somebody. And even teacher he had question, but he didn't find the Chad directly. And also about the Chad, when the Chad is missing, the parents didn't mind and didn't find him, so everybody is not find the Chad and don't care about Chad, so Chad gets a loneliness, so the loneliness made him to come.
Oh, okay. His parents didn't even notice that Chad didn't come back home or not. The teachers and then the friends, they are not truly concerned about Chad. The principal might be just like worried about the school's reputation. Oh, my school having a missing children, that's going to ruin our school's reputation, and that's what the principal is mostly concerned about. Nobody seems to be genuinely concerned about Chad. Okay, thank you, Jiwon. Let's move on to the next person. Tohun. Okay, we're gonna hear from Tohun. Okay, don't talk and everybody do their grammar work. Ready, set, start.
I think Tamaya went to the forest to save Chad because she felt she was responsible for Chad in danger.
Uh-huh.
So I think Tamaya went into the forest
Mm-hmm.
to save Chad. And if I was Tamaya, I would do the same thing. And I think Chad asked Tamaya in a confidential way because he was upset that only his parents wasn't kind to him.
Oh, okay. So Tamaya feels sorry and responsible because she's the one who put mud on Chad's face. So she felt that she felt very responsible. That's why she wanted to correct her mistake. That reminds me of the laughing man who made a mistake but then came back to the past to correct his mistake. Yeah. So Tamaya, although she's done something wrong, she's doing her best to save Chad by showing him some mercy. Okay. 계속 도훈이 잘했어요. 도훈이 good. 계속 추첨. 예서. We're gonna hear from 예서. Okay, so 예서죠. Other people do your grammar work. Ready, set, start.
Maybe he told that word in that way. However, I think he was jealous about Marshall.
Oh.
Because Marshall had a lot of people who pay attention to him and outside her Chan's family doesn't get interest about him and just pay attention to other kids in their family. So I think he felt envious about other kids, so he picked up Marshall.
Oh, okay. So it's revealed that Chad and Marshall, they have the same birthday, and lasagna is something that Chad's mom never cooked for him, but he really liked lasagna. And hearing from Marshall that his mom cooked lasagna made him feel very special, but that made Chad feel like he was nobody at his own house. That's why he felt a lot of jealousy and a lot of envy towards Marshall. Very good, 예서. Next person. 계속 추첨. Oh, Yoongi. We're gonna hear from Yoongi. Yoongi talk. Other people do your grammar work. Ready, set, start.
So I think Tamaya went to the forest to save Chad because she now experienced the harsh effects of falling mud. She noticed that she had some burns on her hands and her hands were also bleeding. So she kind of imagined what kind of effect would happen on Chad's face. So if Tamaya didn't notice about the effect of falling mud, I think she wouldn't have went to the forest to save Chad. And for the second question, I think Chad is a very realistic thinker when he says that no one knows and no one cares, because there's not a high possibility for Tamaya or Marshall to cave and rescue Chad.
Oh, okay, very nice. So that's why she was experiencing the harmful effects of the fuzzy mud herself. That's why she ran into the forest to save it. But it was even more amazing that she did that because the forest is covered with all the toxic materials. But basically going into the forest is exposing herself to the same danger, even more danger. But she still did that. Yeah, so that shows a lot of responsibility on her side. Very nice, Yoongi. Let's move on to the next person. 계속 추첨. Oh, 도진이. We're gonna hear from 도진이 and other people do your grammar work. Okay. Yeah. 도진이, ready, set, start.
I think Tamara did such action because even though she interacted with the president like a little bit, and she had like blood and rashes all over her. So she was I guess she was like curious and she was kind of worried for Chad.
No.
And so I think she ran into the woods to save Chad because she had that responsibility and she knew just felt like it was a bad thing to do
Mm.
for her to just.
Oh, okay. So although she just like slightly touched on the mud, it was completely bloody, and then blisters covered her entire hand. But what could have happened to Chet's face? And she probably, like, one part of her wanted to find out, is the real cause the mud, and she really wanted to see it for herself what happened to Chet's face, and she really wanted to, take responsibility for her own action. Very good. Thank you, Dojin. 계속 추첨. Oh, 서원이. Okay, we're gonna hear from 서원이 and then other people. Do your grammar work. Ready, set, start.
Tamaya runs into the forest to save Chad because she feels responsible and has the sense of rival. So she was bullied by Chad, but she still decides to save him because she felt wrong for Chad to throw the mud, and even though she just touched it a little, she had rash and blood all over her hand, so she was worried about Chad.
Uh-huh.
Also, Chad's remark has jealousy and resentment of
Oh, Biggie. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, if I were Tamaya, I would be sort of happy. Wow, I got rid of the bully. He's not gonna come back to school any longer. So I would be like happy a little bit, but Tamaya didn't feel that way. She went into the forest facing the danger to rescue a bully because she thought that although he's a bad guy, he doesn't deserve to die. I should at least save his life because no one deserves to die, no one deserves to be killed in the middle of the forest. Okay, thank you very much, Sawon. Next person. 계속 추천. Oh, Junsu. We're gonna hear from Junsu. Everybody do your grammar work, okay? Junsu, ready, set, start.
I think Tamaya went into woods to save Chad because she knew that Chad would be seriously injured by her thorn mud. She is the only person who knows that. If I were in Tamaya's position,
잠깐만. 우리 다른 사람 말하는데 가방 싸거나 그러지 말고 차분하게 앉아있자. 오케이. 자, 다시 시작할게요. 막 이렇게 막 돌아다니고 그렇게 하면 안 돼요, 여러분. 그쵸? 자, 다시 준수. Ready, set, start.
I think Tamaya ran into forest to save Chad because she knew that Chad would be seriously injured by her thorn mud. She's the only person who knows that. If I were in Tamaya's position, I would say that Chad fainted in wood to principal or teachers. I think Chad repeats that kind of question because she doesn't spend a lot of time with her family. This means that he envies Tamaya, who may spend lots of time with her family.
Oh, okay. So Chad being exposed to a lot of mud to his face, he must be seriously injured at the moment. His life might be at stake. So she feels the urgent need to quickly get to the forest and rescue him before he passes away, before his life perishes. And she's the only one who can do that. The only one who has the knowledge of Chad being in the forest. Okay, thank you very much, Junsu.